That was better. That was the clap to sync the GoPro to the podcast. Welcome back. Oh my God.
Is that how it's starting?
Of course it is.
I've legitimately forgotten how to podcast.
After many months, I actually think it's probably many months.
April 29th.
Really?
And
So
it's
you
now
checked?
early June.
Yeah, well, I could lie and say we've been busy, but really we've been slacking because we could have.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
We could have set time to do
it's
this.
so easy to go, let's just chat for an hour.
Yeah.
But and we had George here and Robbie here.
Yeah.
Like we're just shit human beings.
Anyway, I'll intro you in.
That was great.
Nice.
I always we're so bad at being like, oh, welcome back to the Merch Podcast. Like this is a podcast.
But I doubt this is a podcast where we talk about
Anyone listening to this knows the shit.
Yeah,
Like, they know.
But
the
we're
deal.
not making it easy for anyone who's like a new listener.
No.
Which I forget that some people are new listeners.
Yeah.
If this is your first one, I recommend dialing back quite a few episodes
Go back
first.
a couple of years to when we used to call ourselves the kings of consistency, but I think we've given away that crown now. Not to anyone else. No one else has really stepped up, but
We have the most persistent on clothing. So,
we're pushing through. Yeah. There are
Yeah.
people watching this as well because once again we have our workshop members who I always get confused. Not confused. I feel like I confuse things because I sometimes say like, oh, our workshop members, but then also I say our Patreons.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Just cooler name. And now we've named the tiers. We've got Soul Destroyers.
Yeah,
and
what one's the higher level?
Street Parrots.
Street Parrots.
Yeah, everyone wanted Street Parrots. That's the high level.
Yeah.
So yeah, hi guys. Thanks for watching. There's like 3 people who actually watch it.
Yeah.
Do something better with your lives.
Multitasking isn't really the best thing to be doing, but with podcasts, I think you can get away with it.
Unless you're George and you play RuneScape and watch films at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is quite impressive. Yeah, we're just bad. We just left it ages. And even like today, Keelan was like, oh, we should podcast. Well, we said the other day we should podcast. And today he was like, when do you want to? And part of me was just like,
We could just. Well, I had a feeling
effort.
that. Yeah. I wasn't really going to bring it up, but then now I'm exporting this Sunday's video, and I was like, well, now that's exporting. It's like
May as well.
there's no reason to push it back
Could
anymore.
lie on the floor with the dog. It is very dusty on this table, which says something about how often I've sat in this chair.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to say, if you can hear what sounds like,
That
can you hear
I
that?
don't
Like
know
the
that we'll have to hear
weird
it.
kind of like. Darwin is currently licking frozen peanut butter off of like a mat because I'm trying to distract him.
Frozen? Did you freeze?
I put it in the freezer. Makes it harder. He has to grafted it.
Oh yeah, fair.
Yeah.
What's happened? What's happened since April?
I mean, you've been grafting on YouTube, which is showing good.
Was it? It wasn't since April though, was it? It was
No,
like
it was
around
before
sometime
then, but like
afterwards.
it's been consistent for the last month and a bit, or not 2 months, and it's
Can like we've been consistent before, but it's just like the first time in a while that we've been consistent where it's the same person editing it each time.
yeah, we were really consistent over team training, but then the quality kind of slipped.
The quality slipped, motivation kind of slipped as well. So it's like try something new.
And now
We're doing this, which we don't know what this is, but
it's just trying to make half decent content that is better than team training. But now the world's opening up a bit, we get more people in it. I apparently just don't go in it because I just spend all my time on my laptop, but that's fine. And yeah, I mean, what else is new? We've just been working on, like, aside from that, a lot of work on Get Lost, and I think we'll
probably touch more
go
on
in,
that
go
in depth. Maybe I can't really remember last time we spoke about that. I don't even know what stage we were.
I don't think
when it
we've
was
really
April.
mentioned it in depth on the podcast. Like,
No,
everything.
What was the last podcast? What would you
Kieran.
talk about? Kieran.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was
okay.
when he was down. Or Jimmy, who's still consistently growing. I mean, he just hit 100K subscribers when just after he was down, and now he is on. Let's have a look.
I guess 110 or 120. That might be a bit of
109.
that was close.
So slowed down a little bit, but I mean, his videos are still getting over 100,000 views,
That's still
which
sick.
is very, very cool.
Yeah, that is very, very cool.
We released the 20 types of stick poster. Which
we did.
he mentioned in one of his videos. That was Mark. Mark's basically on Fridays has been frequenting the workshop fairly often, and he just one time started like doodling like stickman graphics of how to do sticks, and was like, oh, I wonder how like many funny ones, because everyone knows there's like
There's loads of different,
Yeah.
Well, you can see, you probably have all seen the poster by now, but
Yeah.
you've all imagined those things in your head. And then
he started like putting names to them and coming up with some slightly more, I'm just looking at it over there to anyone watching me thinking I'm just staring at it. Some pretty wild ones, some that are obviously slightly unrealistic, some that are more realistic, but it's a very fun thing which a lot of people have picked up, and if you haven't, then www.themerchproject.com.
2 size A2, A3, pick your one.
Pick your fucking
poison.
Pick your poison, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just tired and a little bit hungover. I'm having one of those days.
I apologise. One of those days.
Just what's that, Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
What? Well, I mean,
I'm trying to think of like before we did the podcast, or maybe the other day, I was like, what has happened? But we used to talk about parkour feats and stuff that happened.
A shitload has gone on.
That's what I mean. Like we can
be so late to the party on Dom's thing.
I was going to say the big obvious thing is
guys,
Dom's
did you hear about Dom's thing?
Which was mad. But then more interestingly, Noah from North Street Boogie put something up on Instagram sort of saying that something like that, which is definitely one of the biggest feats I reckon in parkour.
Yeah.
Being put in a vlog or the way it was like quite quickly uploaded.
Well, it was banged on Instagram straight away.
Yeah. He just said it would have been nice if it was saved for a bigger project, or just something that would stick around. I mean, that's going to stick around forever, but I do agree if it was in something, with
it's
like
really
video. It's just hard. Like nothing against Dom, because Storrow were with him that day. Loads of people were there. I keep looking at the camera. That doesn't matter, does it?
You're addressing the paying fans. So,
but like in Dom's case, like if he didn't upload that, it would have been uploaded by someone else.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's very hard to do something that epic in secret unless you go there and you avoid people.
Yeah, for sure.
And
which does surprise me, because there were so many people there.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone else would be able to cope with that much pressure.
Yeah. True. It'll be like, nah, I don't want to do it today,
especially with something like that.
Yeah. But no, it is interesting because it's like, as you said, it's
something to think about for the future, I reckon.
Well, there's a number of factors, because like if we were filming for a big project and somebody did, because I mean, we always fucking talk about Resurgence, but like that video contained a lot of like London firsts, like Luke's double at IMAX and things like this, and also Max's Kong Pre, that was the first thing, and I say Max's, the Kong Pre that Dom confronted, Max did that second years after Kai did it, and it was like a big deal. What we actually did for that, and I think it's what you see a lot in skateboarding, is we released a photo of it, but we didn't release the clip until the full video.
Yeah.
And I think you get it a lot in skateboarding where like Jaws will do the Leon 25 and things, and it will be like, this got done. Like, it's been done.
I always like how they use the picture where it
has to be the make.
Like, it doesn't matter. The make. That's
it has to be the make.
Even if it's a shitter photo, like it has to be.
The one. Skateboarding photographer told me that. It was like, you can't put up, like even if the better airform is a bail.
Yeah. You need to put the make.
Or like they don't land on the board or whatever. It has to be the make. And apparently people get pissed if they find out it's not the actual one, which is so interesting. But like, yeah, as you said, the factors are like, there were so many people there, so it's going to get leaked anyway.
I don't think he should have. I don't think because of that he should have saved it, because it would have fucked him over a bit, because someone I reckon would have blown. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that could have been posted somewhere.
And if he was internally working on a project, like the Capstone video, like if he was like, oh, I'm going to do this for the Capstone video, then I'm sure we wouldn't have seen it. We might have seen like a shitty...
I mean, he's probably done loads of crazy stuff for the
apparently
Capstone
it's fucked.
Video, so that is sick.
Apparently he's done a confront of a similar scale, and that's what gave him the confidence to do that one. It's just the IMAX one, I think, has the bit, like the drop, whereas this one was like...
But also
similar.
It's mentally, because everyone knows the gap, and he knows the gap. I guess it's
the crazy thing is, like 2 years ago, he came to London and he was looking at it, and part of me thought he would have done it then. And I think he could have. If he'd gone for it, he would have been not necessarily fine.
I think mentally he could have gone for it, and I don't know if physically he was doing a lot of those things, but I think he's just so much better now.
And now the thing that impressed me so much is like the touch on this. Like he landed so well.
Yeah, I know.
I think 2 years ago it would have been like
a dudum.
Yeah, or like skidded out to his ass or something, and it would have been like, oh my god, he did it. But it was like an old Dom landing, whereas now a Dom landing is like legitimate.
No, it was well good. He actually just landed on the wall and jumped off, rather than like a really quick.
It's fucking mad.
But it is more just thought for future with these big things. It would be nice to see more of that.
For
stuff.
sure, yeah, yeah. I personally really like the like you tease a photo. Like, I mean, if you think
Yeah,
about Roof
that's-
Culture, a lot of what Roof Culture did. Sorry, Darwin. A lot of what Roof Culture did is
I remember seeing loads of photos.
it was all photos. And actually, even when shooting the project, I was like thinking, like, is this going to spoil it having this many photos of these things? But actually, sorry, the dog is now drinking.
Yeah.
It didn't at all. It's a great way to build anticipation and also say this has been done, but the actual clip you're going to have to wait for,
Yeah.
which is really cool. So maybe something you guys should employ on a certain something that's happening very soon.
Yeah. I wonder what that would be.
Yeah.
Don't know how we'll tease that.
I was thinking this. It's like, do you guys just go silent for the fun of it? I mean, it's not fun.
I always love that. You know, like
I like a silent.
but I know this had to be not had to be over the top, but was a very good reason. But when you were in doing
that
Roof
was
Culture
very
Asia,
legitimate, yeah.
But like, I loved it how all of you
the blackout.
posted blackout because it's so much more exciting.
That was only for Hong Kong though. That was like
Yeah.
for like the last week and a half of Hong Kong. But
That was exciting because from our end, we don't know why that happened. It was just, we all know you're doing something in Asia.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's like, oh, blackout. That's
I think the thing I hate the most, and it is understandable when it comes to a basically, I'm not going because I'm having a baby quite soon and I can't leave Sarah.
they don't even know what we're on about.
But yeah, the guys are going away very soon to go and film something, which will turn into something. And it's I think the thing that I really dislike, but I do understand, is when like you're at a spot filming sick lines and someone, let's say you're doing a sick line that is going to go in the main thing, whether it be Soul Destroyer or whatever, and then you film a very similar line, slightly less hard, and put it on Instagram. And you're like, oh, but I need Instagram content. And it's like,
That annoys me.
There's like this slight devaluation of it, but also it's like, and the most annoying thing is the people who, this is just me just shitting on the Motors team now, but
Can shit on us, it's fine.
is the athletes who don't post on Instagram for weeks or even months.
But then they'll post when it comes
and
to
then when
these
they're on a
trips.
trip, they're like, oh, but I'm training. Like, I've got all this content. It's like, well, why the fuck are you not training at
I know,
home?
yeah.
People,
God sake,
you know
guys.
who you are, you fucking athletes. You're not even athletes.
friends.
We're not friends. Oh, I'm very jealous that I can't come.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. It's obviously we don't want to give away too much, but it will be the first time that nearly all of us are. It was meant to be all of us together.
COVID is still. It's like every time we think it's getting like, we're like, oh, okay, this person's coming. This is going to be sorted. It's like, no.
Yeah, we've nearly got the whole team. So
Portugal's back on the amber list. So guess who might not be coming? My favorite person. No, okay, I haven't got favorites, but you know she's cool.
yeah, favorite athlete. Unfair.
Rachel's going to listen to that and think I was going to say like favorite girl out of Motus, but actually I was just saying favorite person.
Yeah, but you always say that you want to train with Camilla, and now
I
she's not
I
gonna be in the country,
really
so
want to train with
wait.
Camilla. Like, but
yeah, anyway, that's that. That's
But I think the
that'd be
thing
cool.
that I'm excited and also very scared of, and it's something that I've voiced in the last couple of days, as has like George and things, is just on normal Motus trips. I am unfortunately normally the kind of grumpy old man who is somewhat cracking the whip. And
guess what has to be who has to be the grumpy old man this time?
Like, I'm normally the one being like, come on guys, like try not to go to bed too late, get up early, we've got to be here, like a slight agenda planned out, trying to keep the wheels moving.
So I'm trying to do that, but at the same time, I don't want to have to think about that the whole time. So
Yeah, it's going to be, and like,
it's a mixture.
it's going to be really interesting to see how to think, but it's a good trust exercise because like as my baby does come, I mean, I'm only vocalizing this for the podcast because we talk about this all the time, but like as my child appears, I am going to be slightly less in the picture.
That's why Giles isn't coming on this one.
Yeah, Keelan's fucking killing it for anyone who wants to know in terms of just what he's doing at the workshop and everything. I'm very impressed.
Let's think about it. I arrived at nearly midday today.
No, it was way early.
No, it was like 11:30ish.
Oh, okay.
But you know,
Yeah, but you're banging out YouTube content. So I'm very impressed and I'm very grateful. But
sick. Well, it's just lucky that there's a space here.
this trip will just be
It will be, yeah. We'll
it'll be
see.
very interesting.
Either way, you will find out when you watch it to see if I have succeeded in keeping everyone together.
It'll all depend on the content at the end.
Yeah. everyone would just split, everyone will
YouTube
split up.
video.
It's only like 3 of us carry on the whole thing.
Yeah.
Everyone
Nah.
gets pissed off at each other.
If there's drama, if there's, because it's like all I have to do is think of Spitting in the Wind, and I just think, well, like even
you can hear that
that
ringing,
whistle.
right?
They're like, "Ee."
It's not Darwin breathing, is it?
No, it's not that ear piercing. Yeah, if it's anything like Spitting in the Wind, where there's some not beef but like slight annoyances, that will actually provide more comedy. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
kind of
thing.
down for that.
Yeah.
So as long as no one falls out,
Yeah.
and as long as no gear gets stolen or passports,
Yeah. Or solar eclipses being missed.
yeah,
No
yeah.
solar eclipses at all actually this time.
No, and maybe not
Just
even-
admit it. It's just not going to be as epic.
and it's
No.
not even any passports. So there you go. That's giving something away.
Biggest hints.
Yeah. What else has gone on?
Well, you know, things are still ticking away over here at the workshop. For people who, I forget that obviously not everyone can see what happens on the Patreon.
I love the Patreon.
Yeah.
Like, not because it's people giving us money. but-
definitely on it way more than me. Like, we have a Discord and stuff, and you're actively on it and posting things, obviously.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm not doing that much, but it's been so useful for even just stuff like we now have this like collection of people who are, I mean, I guess because they're kind of the Patreons, they're super clued into the brand and they want to be a part of it, and using that for stuff like literally like the other day I needed to name 3 products like from the Get Lost collection. This t-shirt, in fact, I was like, what do we call this? And I like put it up there on the Patreon with like a rough kind of background of what the design was inspired by. And immediately there's like 20 people just spamming out sick names. And it's like, it just, stuff like that helps so much. And then hopefully for the people who have then suggested names and seen them come into fruition, they then feel even more connected to the brand because it's like, oh, I had involvement in that. And they've had, I mean, right now, Get Lost is out for them. They've already placed their orders.
Yeah.
We've had all the patrons have been buying their stuff for the last 2 days. Which is also really, really useful because we can use that to see kind of which products are going to be best sellers and stuff like this, which just helps us. This t-shirt actually
They're just,
is the top selling one at the moment.
I would have thought so anyway.
I didn't actually, but I like it, but I wasn't like that's going to be number one.
I thought it would be. I had a funny feeling. But it's just good to have that honesty. Do you know what I mean?
I love it. The
transparency of, because there's just a lot to think about with a business of I'm finding out more and more, or just a clothing brand in general, I'm always finding out about through you. And, you know, being honest with people who are actually going to spend their money on our stuff
makes a huge,
huge
difference.
It does, especially because these are the guys who are most likely going to buy it out of anyone who's who's signed up to the Patreon.
No, it's super,
not disregarding any of you that aren't signed up, but
yeah, it's like you kind of get the idea that if somebody's going to spend $5 a month just to like have more involvement in the brand, they're probably also going to be the type of person who's gonna place a sort of a biggish order or whatever.
And this is the first, we said this before, but it is the first kind of collection when is everything in-house?
Everything's in-house.
Yeah, so everything's in-house this time.
It's going to be fucking horrendous.
Yeah, which means it's just me and Giles printing and
fulfilling
packing.
and everything.
But yeah, basically everything. We haven't started yet, and I've only just been properly trained up on the fulfillment side of things. So,
and we I think this will be especially when you go away as well. This will be the real test of whether we've definitely played with the idea of bringing someone in, and we talk about it quite a lot. And there's a someone sort of on the cards potentially. But this will be the deciding factor, which will be really cool because it's like the brand is growing, the Patreon's money is helping fulfill those kind of things and stuff like that. But yeah, I was just going to say the Discord's sick as well because we just chat about everything ranging from motor stuff, but also to just utter bullshit and music and things. Lots of music talk, which is good. Can't complain there. Thank you to whoever on my Instagram story showed me Alpha Wolf because I've been listening to them a lot. Although Jared Abbott, the fucking gangster that is,
wasn't he like, how do you not know?
Yeah, I mean, because once again, they're an Australian metal band, but he pointed out that their old lead singer got done for like loads of sexual allegations. So he was like, yeah, don't listen to any of the old stuff. So,
nice.
But the new stuff's better in my opinion.
Nice. I haven't fully checked them out.
Art Motion's happening.
Yeah, is it?
I actually I don't know if competition. So that competition happened in Spain, right? I don't know if we've spoken about that on the podcast since then. I can't remember. Rachel fucking fell off a super high thing, which is pretty terrifying to watch. But I don't know if they like planned it and were like, cool, it'll be off the amber list, or whether it's off the amber list for all other European countries, not England or whatever. But I was fully set on going, but now can't because child. But it's tough, isn't it? Like, it's like, oh, people can travel, but then there's annoying restrictions when it comes coming back to England and things like this. And
yeah, but it's also like, I'm not too worried because I was going to go as well. I wouldn't really worry too much about coming back and then quarantining. It's more that it's on the amber list and that's just changed. I don't know what that
Greece
means.
has been on the amber list the whole time.
Oh, what's
they just added Portugal. They took Portugal off basically because I think there was a big football competition happening that loads of government people apparently went to, and now that Portugal was on the green list for a month or two, and then they just went, oh, now that thing's over, everyone's kind of they've drawn the line between the two things and gone, I wonder if it was because this massive money making football thing was happening, and now the second that's over, they've slapped it back on.
Yeah. Fair. Or it's already been on amber list for a while.
Yeah.
It seems not sketch, but I just don't know how it's going to be. It'd probably be completely fine.
Yeah, I'm not that sort of. If I was to go, I wouldn't be that fussed about like higher rates. I don't think there's any issues over there. I think it is just annoying red tape. That's kind of, it's just travel anywhere. It's just a hassle at the moment. But I'm going to be really curious because it's new location, which is on boats, from what I understand. I think 2 boats.
Yeah,
I read that somewhere. I don't know how big. Are the boats stable? Are they going to be rocking? Is somebody going to fucking...
Oh my God, imagine if it just...
Do you know what I mean? Like a big old cruise ship goes past, like, because I assume it's happening in the bay. Because
what hits that makes a wave and the whole thing
makes a bit of a wave. Someone stumbles and they're like, oh, well, that wasn't my fucking fault. Like, and I assume the audience in things will be like watching from the shoreline.
Yeah, so they'd have to be quite...
maybe there's going to be...
Surely the boat has to be kind of close then.
Yeah, I assume it'll be moored. Like, super curious. But I'm also wondering like how big is the audience going to be because of COVID? Like, they're going to have small numbers.
Or will they rely on having it live?
Yeah, live is obviously going to be the one, because normally you'd get people flying across from like America for their summer holidays and things, like parkour summer holidays. But I think still the world is just not quite there, which is fucking annoying. But
might be really good. Might be missing out.
Oh, definitely. Know. I mean, missing out on fucking everything. Like, anything that happens that isn't just in this room or my house is exciting. Not that stuff happening here isn't exciting, but I'm kind of itching to get away. I just went to Wales.
Yeah, you did.
Saw fucking loads of sheep.
Loads of sheep, some dams.
And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Read a few books. It was lovely. No complaints. But I just would love to actually get on a plane and go somewhere.
Yeah.
And now I'm having... Oh, I feel so... No, I can't say that. What? And now I'm having a child and I'm trapped forever.
Your life's over, pretty much.
No, it's going to be amazing. I'm fully excited. I think I might cry when she arrives.
When she arrives?
Yeah.
That is the right wording, to be fair. That is going to be mental.
Yeah. She's going to be here gurgling on the table. Like, we're going to be doing a podcast. Sharting across the room. Sarah went and saw her friends, her cousin just had a kid, and she said she pulled down the nappy and just projectile just shit across the room.
Oh my God.
Like, that's baby life.
Yeah.
So
what does it feel like knowing that when she gets older, she has all of this motor stuff to look at?
I only recently thought about this.
Yeah, and you don't have much stuff on there that would be that bad, but looking through all the old Visit videos, basically just all of the online stuff that is you and also to do with you, because this is your business. Like, she's going to go to school, primary school, probably not the biggest. Yeah, I don't know, like later primary school. Like, I remember being in primary school and talking to my friends about like, what does your parents do and all this?
Yeah, let's go watch archived YouTube videos of Giles throwing up in a bucket. Yeah, that exists on YouTube.
There you go. Like that. I mean, I even think about that when I'm older and I have kids. It's like, wow, they're going to watch Spitting in the Wind one day.
Yeah, fucking hell. I'd only recently like thought about kind of the fact that, because my parents, I've got, I don't know, I don't even, they've got some photo albums that I could probably go and dig out and go through, and it would be like, oh, there's a photo of my dad in Canada. But they have like pure video.
Yeah, this has never happened before, really, has it?
No, it's going to be super, like, are they just going to be bored one school night and just sit on a computer and just like binge a podcast and be like, wow, that's what my dad sounded like when he was 31?
I think it'd be quite interesting. Just I don't know how that makes a difference with raising
or
a kid.
they just don't care. Like they just.
I can imagine they're just not really too fussed. Well, maybe, but then like the stuff that you've captured and also all the motor stuff to a kid, I reckon, is pretty wild.
It's gonna be such a like.
And obviously she's gonna do parkour, so you know.
Obviously she's gonna do parkour.
Gonna force her to go to parkour college.
That's the thing.
Get a
Like
parkour degree.
I don't have any kind of. I'm not like. I don't want to be that person who's like, you have to do this. But I'm hoping that just through association with like the culture and the community, she'll get some influence from it.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool.
When she's old enough, you can like take her to events and different things like that. So what's the little girl's name who goes around? She goes to loads of events. I forgot. I stayed with her.
I know who you mean. Yeah.
You know who I mean. You like.
Yeah. Why the hell can't I remember her name?
I know. I feel really bad now that I can't remember either of their names. And I've stayed.
Natalia.
Natasha. Oh no, it is Natalia.
Her daughter. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. She's in like I don't think she'd ever listen to podcast. I'm so sorry. I'm forgetting her name. But
she's in Supertramps. And stuff.
She's in Supertramp. She's in all the Full Love movements, and she's just a little girl. She doesn't really do parkour or anything, but like she seems to have so much fun. I reckon.
Yeah,
that'd be a sick thing for a child to be around.
The craziest thing though is just like you then you can imagine it when you're not having a kid, but when it becomes a reality and you get closer and closer, you start thinking more and more about like how to try and raise a child to like be a good human, and like what things do I feel like I wish I'd known or wish I could have improved on at a younger age. And it's like it's super interesting just to like. And it's so strange because I'm now, and I'll get into a mindset and I'll be like, oh, like I'll just teach her this and she'll be set. Like I'll sort of instill this in her and she'll be like perfect. But it's clearly just not that fucking simple.
No,
like, there's so
it isn't. Because if you think about all the different people you've known when you're younger, and all the different behaviours they have, all your friends and acquaintances, and you ever remember like going around their house and thinking your parents are so different to mine, or the way the house is. There's even little things like that. Like the way someone's house looks and feels isn't that like inviting, or it just feels a bit.
There's so
the kids
many
change,
aspects. And just like and also just like watching you perform habits such as you said, like keeping something tidy. Or something will impact on their life. So it's like the environment they grow up in and things. And it's like
your house is tidy, and also it's like you have some sort of like theme to it or whatever that will weirdly stay with her, because for me it definitely has. Like, I love how my house looks. So when I think about even my bedroom, when that's not clean, like it makes me feel weird. But some people don't give a shit about that. There's like little things like that definitely. It's same with swearing or anything. I mean, I swear
that's going to be the struggle. Yeah,
I swear a fair amount now, but I remember just being really careful as I was growing older because my parents just never really liked that. Yeah, so those things.
I have no problem with swearing, but at the same time, I do not want a small child who's like just
it's more for I think it's more for like the school era when they're growing up through that, and then.
I did when I was a young kid. I don't know how old, like super young. I did the lamest thing, and like looking back, I'm just like, what a fucking cringy little turd. I basically throughout a period of time, sort of, I guess that year, I'd learned probably the majority of swear words for the first time. So I was like super young, like obviously from friends and brothers and like older friends, brothers and stuff like that. And like you were saying, being very reserved with them and never really said them out loud and things, or like said them in little small, you knew it was a bad thing.
Of course.
And we went to a fireworks night on like Guy Fawkes or whatever it was, at like a school one. And I don't know why. I just in my head decided that like that night I was gonna like, I think because I wasn't with parents and I was like,
you were gonna say it.
I was in home clothes. I was gonna use all the words, and I can't really remember what kind of stuff I said, but I'm pretty certain I was basically like
all night
just working swear words into every single sentence.
Probably
like,
thought you were well cool.
Those fucking fireworks are so shitting cool, like that. And basically, I must have done that like for the entire evening, and then I heard someone basically saying like, "Where's that boy who keeps swearing?" It's like, and they, like some older person basically, was talking about me and just
referred you as to the kid who's swearing.
But they said, I can't remember what they said, but they just called me out and just made me feel so fucking lame. And I was like, yeah, fuck. Like you suddenly realize how juvenile you're being. I was like, oh. That was me when I was like 10 or something.
You haven't changed. So
No, no.
you still swear loads.
Fucking is the one that always slips in. It's like so fucking
Yeah.
thugging.
Yeah, it is difficult though.
Yeah. Should we talk Get Lost? Because we're just kind of...
Baby talk that was.
What'd you say?
I said that was baby talk.
Baby talk and then swearing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this collection, and people seem to really like it as well from what they've seen of it. I'm excited for people to get it in their hands because we've worked really fucking hard on graphics and also like the I think the aesthetic. We distinctly wanted something that was very poppy and loud and contrasty. And we worked with a guy called Jake, who is Jarwell on Instagram, I think.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to be tagged in the product descriptions, and he helped us with half of the designs, the other half. Like, so the collection basically started with Gary, which is the globe graphic, which I came up with a couple of years ago now because I saw a print.
Shit,
I saw a print of somebody's shirt, and it was like a globe, and it said "Stay tripping." And in terms of like acid and hallucinogenics and things. Your eyes all right?
One eye, it's hay fever.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm just
crying.
just crying. Oh, hello. Yeah.
I saw this thing that was like "Stay tripping," and I was like, oh, that's sick. And I was trying to think, I was like, I wonder if there are any like puns related to, not even specifically like the earth, but just puns or sort of designs that say one thing but can kind of mean the other. And somehow I kind of thought of Get Lost, and I was certain that somebody would have like used that
already.
phrase and kind of used that like graphic. And from what I can tell, it's just like hasn't really been tapped into, and maybe it's not as cool as I think it is. But I like the kind of double meaning behind it. And I fucking hate people who are like, oh, I have to go and find myself.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, it's basically it's just the opposite of that ish.
Yeah.
Well, no, it is, because it's not. I like that you can look at it and think, oh, get lost, as in like go get lost in the planet and go and find, like you said, like go find yourself. But really, the meaning behind it isn't that, and that's why it's.
Well, it's funny because I had that graphic for like 2 years, maybe even longer. There was a video concept that we actually wanted to do that was completely unrelated to where the direction of the clothing has now gone.
Yeah,
and we still haven't pulled the trigger on it, and I mean we now haven't been able to for the last year and a half because of COVID.
It's the ultimate COVID thing. Really,
it's like it's the one thing that is just the most like
COVID affected thing ever.
Yeah,
like you couldn't do it. No matter what. COVID.
But and then it was kind of at the start of. No, it wasn't even the start of this year. It was over the course of last year. Shit was just hitting the fan constantly, wasn't it? Like Australian wildfires, blah 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 blah, and we just constantly be talking about day to day. And the kind of reoccurring topic of, as you're thinking about clothing collections, but also like realizing what we talk about a lot is just like how much stuff seems to just be getting. And I mean, COVID is a big one, but there's just been a lot of shit in the world that is so clearly a sort of a cause or a result of like humans.
Yeah.
And just how like there's the planet is kind of doing it, like it's the undisputed thing that, undeniable thing that like we could all die, or we could essentially kill ourselves through pollution or nuclear warfare or whatever, and the planet will recover. Like the planet does not give a fuck about us. We're just a little fucking thing on it. And it's kind of that in the sense that like there's so many things that nature and stuff is doing where it's just like, guys, you're pissing me off. Like you need to just chill out, and like we're just killing ourselves and the planet. But
we're killing ourselves, and I guess it's more the other life that is on Earth, isn't it? Because like you said, nature will, Earth, we won't kill the actual Earth.
No,
like nature.
It'll always
with Chernobyl, however you say
that's
it.
like
that's
not this shirt, the other shirt that Jake actually had that thought of like Chernobyl. Mm-hmm. He was like, I love the fact that nature will always reclaim itself. Like you can fucking nuke a place and it will reclaim. And actually that's what then the Patreon guys named that shirt, was the Reclaim shirt, because it's exactly that.
Yeah.
But the kind of the other aspect of this, and the thing that really inspired why we wanted to go so bold and like contrasty, is because we're also living in this time where like that everything is bountiful. We can travel to the other, well, apart from COVID, we can we can travel, we can earn money more easily than ever. Like people are earning money posting fucking Instagram videos. Like you're not working in field doing labor. Everything's so prosperous. Like everything's progressing. We got Tesla, we got SpaceX, blah, 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 blah.
And apart from COVID, everyone was partying. So
yeah, well, it's like
so it's party kind of.
We're all living this incredible life, and everyone's and we're kind of poking fun at the fact that we ourselves are also doing this in the sense that like everyone knows we're fucking up the planet, but we're kind of going like, oh yeah, we'll just like, you know, buy this organic cotton t-shirt or like recycle your fucking milk bottles and like we'll all chip in and do our part. But really firstly, it doesn't matter until the big boys, like there's a few select corporations in the world that could basically change the entire direction of where we want to head with regards to anything. But we're all just kind of a little bit naive. Like we're like willfully ignorant to, we want to continue living our, like no one wants to stop traveling.
No, yeah,
no one wants to stop doing
it's
half
so
the
annoying
shit we're
as well
doing.
because of like, you know, you remember when COVID hit and
yeah,
you could see that because there was less planes and even just less people traveling by car.
Yeah, there was so
much
many
good
things
happening.
Yeah.
And I think everyone did get quite excited by that. But as soon as we heard that we could start traveling again, everyone forgot
off to Dubai or whatever.
But like everyone forgot, even I mean everyone, like even us. Like,
that's the
I'll
thing.
get back in my car and meet my friends.
We're all guilty.
Yeah.
Like we're all guilty, and we're kind of just poking fun at the fact that we're all just a bit shit, and the planet's pissed off at us. So we wanted this like.
So we'll make a collection that says this. Yeah. It's like we're literally doing the same thing, but like you said, it's not. It's
capitalism.
It's not helping the planet by you buying the collection or anything.
No, I mean
we're going to be making clothes regardless. So it's like, what can we do to just put a message on a t-shirt, even if some people would just be like, "Oh, it looks cool. I'll wear it."
Well, we kind of wanted this like slightly dark subject matter, but with
bright,
a comedic, fun feel to it. Hence the like cartoon graphic, and the kind of contrasty prints, and yeah, I mean. Like Keelan said, nothing like technically the most responsible thing you could do is stop buying clothing. Yeah. We could stop making clothing, but like what we're trying to do is at least like everything we're now sourcing is like organic cotton, recycled polyester. Like we're not quite perfect yet.
I'll tell you what you can do so we are doing that, but you could stop buying clothing. Yes, that works, but maybe just stop putting your money into clothes that you know are just, they're being made with shit and they're also being made by people who are underpaid and all this stuff.
Well, the worst stuff's like it's like ASOS and things where it's all like Boohoo, yeah, George. Yeah. Where George. People are buying a pair of shorts for 20 quid that the person's being paid 20p to make them. Yeah. Not even that. And then wearing them once and then throwing them out, or like I mean, women's fashion is really bad for it because you get a lot of like single use items where like girls will buy a dress for a party or a top for a certain thing, and then they just fucking don't wear it, and they just chuck it out or whatever. And I mean, I really like what a lot of like slightly more higher price luxury wear is doing, where they we speak about like Patagonia and stuff, don't we? Yeah, where it's like, and I'd love to do those things, but that's very, very difficult. Like, it's the idea of, I mean, the Patagonia thing's insane, where they will, but they've repair. But they've been around for so long. Yeah. Like there's a reason why they can do that. I like the idea of like, you should buy something and have it for years to come. Like this is you should treat whatever you're buying as a timeless item rather than like, oh, this is in right now or whatever. 100%. And hopefully the idea is that you kind of, our responsibility is to ensure that the quality stays throughout that period. And that's the problem with really, really cheap stuff, is it doesn't last. Like it fades or whatever, like it fucks up, and therefore you've got to throw it away. So it's kind of a responsibility on both halves. And we've got some really fucking sick stuff that we plan on doing in here in the future. I don't know when. It depends on kind of investments into equipment that we're going to make. But there's some cool stuff that we want to do with regards to kind of upcycling, basically, I think would be probably the correct term to use. I'm really hot.
I literally was thinking this
I'm
earlier.
just sweat, but this radiator isn't on. Like,
No,
I think this
it's
room just in the afternoon
Suddenly getting hot up here.
Yeah.
The main thing you can do, and everyone knows this, is just no matter with what it is just buy less. You know, just buy less of anything, I think.
Or start your own brand so you don't have to ever buy clothes.
Yeah, literally.
You just wear the same. I've got one pair of shorts and I just wear them all the time. It's
Yeah.
great.
No, it literally is a good idea. Like,
Yeah.
you should and also if you are the person who's going to end up throwing stuff out, because I do it as well, just, you know, charity shops or resell. There's so many things you can do instead of just chucking shit out. You know?
Yeah, I find throwing away clothes is really strange because it's donating them is so easy.
Yeah,
like
I
it's
know.
the easiest thing to do. You just
Sure.
it's the equivalent of putting it in the bin. You just put it in a different bin outside a charity shop, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, there you go. That's helped.
Yeah, exactly.
Or as Keelan said, sell it. I think there are people who've like bought motor stuff on Depop, which is kind of cool because it's like, it's not like we're ever going to get some crazy reselling level, but
No,
it's nice to know that like,
there's like loads of Soul Destroyer stuff that will never get made again. So
Yeah, you
might
get
see
people
that
who are like,
pop up
oh,
at some point. I
yeah.
know that some people ask around, like, has anyone got a
got this or whatever.
Reaper tee that I can have?
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, it's nice to know that there's like sort of that demand. I was gonna say something. Oh, that was what I was gonna say. So one thing that people should be aware of, because this is gonna come out before the collection. So if you're listening to this today, which is Tuesday, the collection comes out tomorrow night at 6. But the Gary hoodie, which is the grey one with the globe on it, it's, by the way, it's called Gary because the patrons, I kind of put the name out there as a joke, and then the patrons were like, yeah, it's got to be Gary. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Why is Darwin going downstairs? What can you hear?
Oh. What is it? Darwin.
He's listening. He's like, someone. Woof.
What?
Is the doorbell still on? The ringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless that rings, we're chilling. The TMP mags are being delivered today. New TMP mags, everyone. Those of you who collect those.
Yeah. 4 people.
Darwin.
Come and sit here. Look.
Shut the fuck up.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come and sit
basically, the Gary hoodie is probably one of the most. It's the most expensive hoodie we've ever made, and it's the best hoodie we've ever made. Like, undeniable for anyone who can't see the video. I don't even know if the video can see it. Darwin is now sitting at a chair at the table.
I'll move you in.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Don't knock him off.
I just wanna. It's okay, Darwin. No,
Oh,
sorry, there you
okay.
go.
He's
Sit
good.
down.
He's good. Yeah. So the Gary hoodie is the nicest hoodie we've ever made. The fit is amazing.
Yeah,
it is.
It is very different. It's like a boxy sort of thing.
It's a really
Short.
boxy, nice fit. It's super high quality. Admittedly, it's thick for a summer hoodie. I mean, it's not a summer hoodie, but it's thick for a hoodie, but it's not something that we're just going to sell over summer. And also, like, we are aware that we do get a lot of sales from places like Australia, and it's winter there at the moment. So, or moving into winter.
Yeah.
So if you're in England and you're like, well, I'm not going to wear that because I'm going to sweat, then wear it at night or let the Australians buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's higher price than the other hoodie that we're selling, which is the orange one, because we're kind of just, now that we have the workshop and we're doing more stuff in house, we have the ability to like,
we can test things. Right?
we can test stuff more, and we are far from a luxury brand, but also we're trying not to be a ridiculously cheap brand, because the problem with it going super cheap is you are limited to basically worse quality, which, as we just spoke about, is not something we want to be doing. We want to make stuff that's going to last and something that's going to be responsibly made. And it's, I mean, the other thing is when it comes to really cheap stuff, like you might, this poor dog is trying to lie down in a fucking chair.
Nah, he's
given up. Yeah, the margins aren't as high on if we're selling stuff super cheap, which like essentially means that it's harder to then pay people.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do that, and we're trying to grow the brand. So I'd want it to
be a luxury brand that isn't too expensive, but that's just the hardest thing. As in, I would love everything to be
luxury quality.
Yeah, exactly. Just at the quality where I feel happy to sell it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, happy to sell all this, but you want it to be completely sustainable, and pretty much it is.
Exactly. But that hoodie basically costs a lot to make, and therefore it's going to cost more to sell. But
But I
you
like
will
both.
not-
I
you-
like both hoodies as well. They're both different fits. Like just one's a more standard. The orange one is like your normal hoodie fit, and it is just
the
your
grey
standard
hoodie's
hoodie.
just special, and you won't be disappointed in the quality if you buy it, basically. But it will be more expensive. So
Especially with the new embroidery kind of thing.
yeah, which is sick. We can talk about that.
I don't know if you can tell, but you must be able to tell from the pictures and videos. But
so I basically, through being a nerd, managed to locate the company that makes the embroidered patches for Champion and so many other huge brands, and we are now working with them, and this is the first stuff that we've made with them. So we've got these like embroidered patches that we can apply to garments, and we've got them on the hats, the polo shirts, and the Gary hoodie at the moment, and they're sick, and we're going to do way more stuff with them because it's just it's like a slightly 3D element that we can apply to clothes, which is really cool.
yeah, because we don't really have the ability to. We don't have like an embroidery machine or anything
No,
here. And,
maybe one day if we can get actual.
but it is just because obviously we are printing stuff here, so it just gives us the freedom to be like, okay, right, we'll put that there.
Yeah,
there, you know.
Things are going to get really cool as time goes on with like what we can do in this space, especially if we can like get the equipment that we want to get.
Yeah, because we're thinking obviously because we always hit spring, summer, we always hit autumn, winter. It's like now time. We said this right at the beginning, and we will do, but it's time to now hit all those little spots in between as well.
Yeah. It's like
little
two big seasonal releases, but then also smaller stuff in between.
And we can now collab and stuff easier. There's
I
little weird things we can do that would be really fun.
There's an idea that we want to do sometime in the sort of the hopefully near future, which will probably run as a competition, I reckon, with a means of giving back in a certain way that's never sort of been done before, which would be really fucking cool. Like really, really cool. I think, at least personally, you know. The thing that we haven't done this year, and I still don't know whether or not we should, is the film festival.
Yeah.
Because we did the editing festival last year with footage from Cinematose Crunch.
Yeah.
But we haven't filmed anything big and epic since then because we haven't been anywhere.
Yeah.
And when the world's so mixed up, some people have so much freedom and other people don't. I don't want to run a film festival where like some people are restrained to their fucking garden, which they could get super creative like with that and do a Bo Burnham and
would be funny to see if anyone could make something in one location.
yeah, but it
is the effort.
having a slightly even playing field, I think is quite important.
Yeah, fully
So-
actually, yeah. But yeah, that's fine. Just
Yeah.
do one next year when things get worse for some reason.
Yeah,
Imagine.
yeah.
Just goes back to day one.
Imagine.
Mm-hmm.
COVID 2. We got Gary stickers coming. I'm just looking at him on the fridge. It's maybe my favourite motor sticker, to be honest.
Yeah, that is very sick. I need to put one on my laptop. I need to stick a bomb that. Yeah,
Not on the back of your car.
yeah, I got one on my bumper.
No, I've got one on my bum.
My bum.
Is there anything else we should talk about with regards to GL Get Lost?
I don't know.
If you're going to
Why
look
the
at the
swimming
website,
shorts?
yeah, swimming shorts. We're doing swimming shorts because
First time I've ever done swimming shorts.
well, our factory's delayed when it comes to trousers, and basically we couldn't get the shorts and pants that we were working on, and
Yeah.
we had the opportunity to do these swimming shorts, and it was like, fuck it, like
Yeah, if
people
you-
like swimming.
If you are missing out on our bottom half of stuff, like if you were hoping for trousers and stuff for Get Lost, then we will hopefully have some for autumn,
Yeah,
winter.
basically whenever they're ready, we'll drop them. And
we have definitely just lucked out. Well, not lucked out, but with the timing of getting this place, because
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know the factory would completely shut down. That was the only way of us creating clothes.
Our factory is in India, and if you're not aware, India basically just got fucking demolished by COVID recently. Seemed to do all right in the first sort of last year, and then at the start of this year, it's just really suffered, and they closed for a couple of weeks, and then just still have not opened.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we closed for a couple of weeks, and
So imagine if that was, everything
our
we
only
had.
source. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't have had anything.
Pivot,
Yeah,
just constant pivoting. But yeah, they'll be out when they're out. And there was something I was gonna say, I've forgotten. Oh, that's it. Yeah, if you're gonna go and browse the collection, do it. I mean, I've tried to optimize the website for phone as well, but like, I mean, I'd say I have, but go on the website on your computer because I've got like cool videos that autoplay when you hover your mouse over them, with Max doing little, somebody referred to it as character selection.
Yeah,
You know, he's like standing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm always trying to do little improvements to the website and things. So I like it. Thanks if you like it too. If you don't like it, then I'm
I know
sorry.
fuck all about website and stuff.
I mean, I don't know much, but I just play constantly. So
yeah, it is cool.
can we wrap this up? Because I need a wee and I'm dripping with sweat.
Oh no.
What?
No, I was exporting, my screen's black. I don't know whether that will stop it from exporting. Yes, it will, because it's on the hard drive. It's fine, it's been like that for ages.
Oh, savage.
Love it.
I'd love to say that we're going to get right back on it with a podcast and we're going to be on the ball, but you're going away soon.
It'd be easier when we get back from wherever we're going, and then maybe we will make a plan to try and get these out.
We could.
Every so often for you guys.
We could maybe record one this Friday when Marks comes.
Yeah, we got Marks coming. We also have Ethan. We could, if he wants to speak more. I doubt he does.
An actual American is coming to England.
Yeah, so he could maybe speak on the podcast.
No, that's not the
He's
one.
not a loser.
That's what I wanted.
Poor Ethan.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, videos every Sunday. We never really say that when we make our videos, but we got YouTube stuff coming out every Sunday, and we Twitch stream nearly every Friday.
Yeah,
and we podcast fucking like 3 times a year or something, and that's about it.
Parkour community's favorite podcast.
Yeah,
when it comes out. Yeah,
there's other podcasts you could listen to, like Swapping Shoes, whatever it's called. Haven't listened to any of those yet.
I feel like that's slowed down recently. I think they did take a bit of a break, but they're doing some really cool stuff.
Dom's also got a poddy as well.
Yeah. Fifth Unit were doing one. I'm not sure if they still do. Farang does one intermittently, probably about as intermittently as us at the moment. So we're on the same playing field with them.
Yeah.
Jason's been wearing the new Farang shoes. If you occasionally look in Instagram stories,
I didn't know they had new ones.
They're working on new ones. You can see he's been wearing new ones that they've got like a different pattern on the side. So
they look nice.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you don't like that style of shoe anyway, but I think they look nice. So
interesting. Check them out.
Yeah. Sick. All right. Well, thank you very much, people. Sorry for this has been a bit all over the place, but if you want to go and buy the Get Lost collection tomorrow, then really, really thank you.
Mm-hmm. Only if you need to. Don't just feel like you need to and then chuck it away.
Just buy it.
Just buy it
and archive it and then sell it in 10 years' time.
Yeah, or just give it to your favourite friend as a present.
I do that sometimes. When people are
buy motor stuff and give it to your favourite friend.
No, just sometimes when like somebody wants to exchange or return something, and I shouldn't say this now, everyone's going to do it. Motherfucker, I'm a fool. Basically, very occasionally, somebody's like, oh, I'm going to return this, and I'm like, just give it to your mate. Really? Occasionally, yeah. And then and then they get the other one sent out, but don't do that.
No. now they'll be like, everyone will say that, and they just get 2 things.
I'm too nice. Oh, Kai Willis just gave me kudos on Strava for my 20-minute metal ride.
What does kudos mean?
Like, well done.
Yeah.
Fist bump.
So you do it too, the Peloton?
No.
Oh, he was just like, well done.
Yeah. Okay.
You survived right to the end, pointing at the Patreon. Don't know if that's the first time that's happened.
No, it's happened once, I think. But now I need to edit you. Love you. Bye.
Laters.